Fam, this morning, the Nobel folks announced the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize winner. And Donald Trump swore he was going to wake up to horns blaring, flowers being tossed around, praising him as the dear leader, as the one who is bringing world peace to everywhere on the planet. Nope, didn't happen. A Venezuelan opposition leader driven into hiding since a disputed election last year. She's the recipient of the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Committee recognized Maria Corina Machado for keeping, quote, the flame of democracy burning amid a growing darkness. The committee secretary notified her by phone before the announcement. Check this out.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
Yes.
Hello?
Am I talking to Maria Corina Machado?
Yes, this is Maria Corina.
Yes, Maria Corina. My name is Christian Berg-Harpviken. I am the secretary of the Norwegian Nobel Committee in Oslo. And I'm calling to inform you that in a few minutes, it shall be announced here at the Nobel Institute that you will be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025.
Oh my God.
So warmest congratulations to you, Maria.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, I have no words. I thank you so much, but I hope you understand this is a movement. This is a achievement of a whole society. I am just one person. I certainly do not deserve this. Oh my God.
I think both the movement and you deserve it. So I'm sure this comes as a surprise, and I'm sorry to have to wake you up in the middle of the night to convey this. We don't have much time. We actually are making the announcement just in a few minutes. But I want to quote just shortly from the text that will be announced shortly, where it is said that you are receiving the prize for, and here I quote directly from the announcement, for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela and for her struggle to achieve a just and peaceful transition from dictatorship to democracy.
I'm honored, humbled. I am very grateful on behalf of the Venezuelan people. We're not there yet. We're working very hard to achieve it, but I'm sure that we will prevail, and this is certainly the biggest recognition to our people that certainly deserve it. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm very happy to hear your...
That's what it sounds like when you do the work and you're not out there campaigning to receive it. Now, yesterday in the Oval Office, Donald Trump was asked about it. Now, y'all know for months he's been campaigning. In fact, he took credit for India and Pakistan coming to a truce and even put pressure on he got mad at the Indian Prime Minister because the Indian Prime Minister said, you didn't negotiate this, we did. And he wanted the Indian Prime Minister to nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, this narcissistic, lame ass is just whining and complaining. So this was him yesterday in the Oval Office, decorated, looking like a pathetic, all that trash in the Oval Office looks ridiculous. But listen to this fool, y'all.
A Peace Prize for way less than you did, and you President Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize.
He got a prize for doing nothing.
Exactly.
Obama got a prize. He didn't even know what he got. He got elected, and they gave it to Obama for doing absolutely nothing but destroying our country. No, he was not a good president. The worst president was Sleepy Joe Biden. But Obama was not a good president.
Are you going to do something with the
They gave him a prize. How many months after he won the election, then they gave him the Peace Prize, right?
It was right before he was elected.
My election was a much more important election.
Oh, y'all, he really upset. Now, mind you, they voted weeks ago. But see, he thought with this announcement with the truce in Gaza between Hamas and Israel, that was going to do it. They'd already voted. Here's the other thing. They vote for the work you did last year. You weren't in the Oval Office last year. After they made the announcement, the Nobel Committee's chair was asked about the twice impeached, criminally convicted felon-in-chief and his odious campaign to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Congratulations to Maria Corina Machado and the committee on the decision. But during the past months, U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly said he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and he'd like to have it. He even said that it would be an insult to the United States if he doesn't get it. What does as the chairman of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee think of this, and how has this campaign-like activity by the president and his supporters domestically and internationally affected the deliberations and the thinking in the committee?
In the long history of the Nobel Peace Prize, I think this committee have seen any type of campaign, media attention. We receive thousands and thousands of letters every year of people wanting to say what for them leads to peace. This committee sits in a room filled with the portraits of all laureates, and that room is filled with both courage and integrity. So we base only our decision on the work and the will of Alfred Nobel.
Hello, Bibiana Piena from the Norwegian News Agency. As you state in your explanation, more and more countries are moving in a more autocratic direction. Would you say that the committee, by this prize, is sending a warning to the world?
Living in a world where we have less and less democracies and more authoritarian regime means that the world is also getting more unsafe. And we believe that peace, democracy is a precondition for peace. And so, yes, that is the message to the world. We need to support the democratic forces also on behalf of peace. Thank you.
Boys, he sort of laid it out there, and, you see where we're going, being very much dealing with a dictator who's in the Oval Office, but he desperately wants to get some credit. Now, let's just be clear. Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009. He didn't earn it, and so he got it because they were hoping that he would bring bring peace. But that wasn't the case. We didn't get the drone attacks and things along those lines. So he didn't actually deserve it. But let me tell y'all something. These MAGA people have been losing their mind. Look at this congressman. He goes on CNBC where he says, damn it, we're going to vote and just give it to Donald anyway.
And Donald Trump has done that, and I applaud him for that. That's why he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, and that's why I'm introducing a resolution for a sense of Congress today that will honor him with the Nobel Peace Prize. And if need be, we'll call for a discharge petition on that. I hope we can work with the Speaker, though, and get it on the floor for a vote.
Do you think Democrats will ever acknowledge his role in this peace process?
No. I don't think so. And let's face it, right now what we're witnessing with Chuck Schumer is just trying to be more anti-Trump than AOC because he's afraid he's going to get primaried by her. They have such a Trump derangement syndrome over there that I doubt anything that is going to help President Trump or honor President Trump is going to be supported by the Democrats.
No, I would say the derangement is with you maggots and how y'all do whatever you can to kiss this man's ass. Here is Congressman Steve Scalise sounding even more stupid.
And it's why you have people, even on the left, saying that he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, if Nobel wants to restore what used to be a once dignified prize, they can restore their credibility by awarding President Trump the Nobel Peace Prize. He's earned it. He's done more than any leader in the world in years to bring peace throughout the world, especially in the Middle East.
Nobel Peace Prize is literally one of the most distinguished awards in the world. I don't think for a second anybody outside of MAGA world is going, oh my God, this has been tarnished because they didn't paint the medal orange. Now, this is what happens when you choose not to run for re-election as a Republican. You start actually talking with some common sense. This is Nebraska Congressman Don Bacon, Republican, who's not seeking re-election on CNN.
This whole thing about the Nobel Peace Prize, I think, is silly. Do the right thing. Try to create peace. Lobbying for an award, to me, it looks unseemly. And he would just be better off delivering results and let the chips fall where they fall for the Nobel Peace Prize. But we also got to be clear, the Nobel Peace Prize is for, this last one, for what happened in 2024. He wasn't even president yet. And so I think we just should be honest. The Nobel Committee, they were looking for behavior and actions and achievements from 2024.
It's kind of basic. Time Magazine, this is what they put out. I think it's appropriate, what they actually said. Oh my God, Trump loses Nobel Peace Prize for a shameful campaign. Yeah, he was campaigning for it, y'all. Like, dude, this is not the Oscars. This ain't the Golden Globes. This is, I deserve it. I deserve it. No, I deserve it. I've done a lot. I deserve it. Give it to me. You gave it to the black guy. The black guy got it. Why can't you give it to me? That's literally what this idiot sounded like, y'all. My panel, Matt Manning, civil rights attorney out of Corpus Christi, Candace Kelly, legal analyst, host of Not All Hood out of South Orange, New Jersey, Michael Imhotep, host of the African History Network show out of Detroit. And it's so, Jimmy Kimmel had put together this mashup, Candace, of all the times this fool was just campaigning and just, I deserve it. I mean, I don't want it, I don't need it, but I deserve it, and I should get it, but I don't want it, I don't need it. Dude, come on. It's all ego. It's narcissists. And these Republicans, such lapdogs. I mean, seriously, they kiss his ass more than Melania does.
Middle of everything that's going on in this country and in this world, that he would have the time to actually lobby for this prize that doesn't really make a difference in a lot of things that are going on here on America's soil. I think the other thing is that, as we talked about, this is for last year's doings. If you look at Machado and everything that she's done and what she's done over the past decade and a half, at least from what I understand, in transforming Venezuela and making sure that the transition into a more democratic regime was possible, what she has done has been simply extraordinary. Being in hiding, giving speeches while she's been in hiding. All her allies have received death threats and have been a part of huge attacks. This is someone who won by 90% of the vote, and then they questioned that vote. Then she went ahead and supported the next person that went out and won, and they recounted the vote. I mean, these are things that you have to take yourself out of in order to empower the people, and that's really not something that President Donald Trump is known for. He's not known for empowering the people. He's known for taking power away from the people, and especially these days from the states, which is what he's recently been in court for.
Talk about being a petty little individual, Matt, and just, I deserve it. I deserve it. And he was, and again, he hates Obama. He hates Biden. And what's crazy to me, all of these MAGA folks on social media, they were complaining about Obama's statement regarding the Israel-Hamas deal. Look at it. You can't give him credit, I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all are defending an asshole who gives Obama credit for nothing, Biden credit for nothing,
Peace Prize for
but y'all want them to give him credit? Man, they can go to hell.
You know, what I'm really confounded by is the psychology behind this, because it's interesting to use the metaphor of a petulant child. That's what I keep thinking. You know, Donald Trump is just a bully. He's a bully, and instead of people saying this guy's a bully, he's a jerk, you know, we don't want to play into any of that, they are falling all over themselves to lick his boots more and more. And, you know, if you want to say Trump's taking credit for something that's not substantiated by data, which they do every day all the time, okay, sure. But we're talking about the zenith of achievements in the world, the Nobel Peace Prize. You think you can lobby for it and just get it because you think you're him? I mean, that's absurd to me that anybody who's rational, even on the Republican side, would be advocating for this, because not only is it the timing of the achievements, meaning things that were done before he even retook office, this is not an award that you should lobby for, just like you're talking about with the entertainment awards that people lobby for. This is something that is given to an august body of people, even if you think some of those people, i.e. Mr. Obama, should never have won it in the past. It's a crazy idea to me that people are advocating for this. But I think this is the kind of psychosis, frankly, that we see with the maggots these days, who just are going to do whatever dear leader says. Whatever he says, they get in lockstep behind. But, I mean, this is the Nobel Peace Prize. The idea that you would think you get to just talk your way into it is really an absurd notion. And it's crazy that people are giving any country to that, because it's wild. I mean, why would you ever think that you're going to just say, I should get it because I'm dope, and they're going to give you the Nobel Peace Prize, and then your bootlickers are angry that you didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize? This doesn't make any sense to me. And I think Congressman Bacon's words that this were silly are the perfect terminology, because this is really asinine. You should be embarrassed that you're supporting this idiocy.
And when you say angry, man, they are angry, Michael. They are losing their minds. Stephen Chung, his communications, he's posting tweets, all that sort of stuff. And I'm sitting there going, y'all okay? Y'all okay? I mean, they're absolutely losing it. I'm cracking up laughing. But you saw how she reacted to winning. She says, it's not about me, it's about the movement. When Dr. King won the Nobel Peace Prize, he gave the money to the movement. He accepted the Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of the movement. See, that's what real leaders do. But when you are arrogant, petulant, narcissist fools like Trump, well, this is what you get.
Absolutely. And the maggots who are upset are going to continue to be upset as they lose their jobs, as they lose their farms, as they lose their outhouses, as they go without paychecks, as the price of vegetables keeps increasing, as they lose their health care because of the cuts to Medicaid, because of Donald Trump. So, no, he doesn't deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. First of all, with DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, is estimated that 300,000 people worldwide have died because of USAID being shut down. OK, so how could you on the one hand say you deserve the Nobel Peace Prize? Dr. King won it in 1964. How could you on the one hand say you deserve that, but you're not really promoting peace? OK, you are exhibiting authoritarian behavior. That's the antithesis. That's the opposite of what the Nobel Peace Prize is for. So you can't claim you deserve the Nobel Peace Prize, but you incited a January 6th insurrection. All right. So no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't deserve that. So the maggots are going to continue to be upset. And because of what's happening to them, because of Donald Trump, they should be upset.
I don't care if he's upset, because I don't give a shit about him. And I just think it's hilarious to watch their meltdown, because they just can't handle the reality of what went on here. And it's just like, what do we do? Dear leader didn't win. Oh, my God, what do we do? And I'm telling you, I have been laughing, and I'm King Patty. Candace, all day I've been commenting, and I'm sitting there going like, L, suck it. You lost. I've been saying everything, because that's what they are. They're losers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was looking at some headlines, and it said that she spoke to the president, spoke to Donald Trump, and she said that she supported him, that he supported her, and she dedicated the award to him for his decisive support. Now, whether or not that's true.
No. What she did was she released a statement where she's called upon Trump, the United States, Latin America, and other countries to continue the fight. Yeah, but they're making it sound like, oh my God, she was praising him night and day.
But now here's the thing. I'm going to look to it further. We know how the news cycle works. But let's say she did do that. That would show her grace. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right. That would show the person that she is, the reason why she got the award. This is someone that if she did do that, or whether it was made up or contextually we're out of context, it shows her grace and it shows the type of person that she is to get an award like this, because that's not something that Donald Trump would do. No, because we know he ain't got no grace. Because if it was him, it was, I did it, I won. That would be him and his idiot followers. So yes, I think it's a glorious day that the Nobel Peace Prize remains gold and not orange.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.